Hello there, YouTube. This is Sibbles and Bits, and we're playing another Inkbound daily. Today is the solo daily for December 5th, and today we are going to be playing Weaver, going from Garden's Edge to the Benchwood, and then up against Runestone. Just a little bit of a disclaimer. Sorry if I'm a little bit chattery or sniffly. It's very cold outside. I got held longer than expected at work. Just got back. If this is going to happen at any point, it's got to happen now because I have to sleep for tomorrow. So, if I also rush things going forward, I apologize for that too. Anyways, breaking down the mods. Start with Wallow's Bloodletter. I hate it. It literally steals score from us. If they changed it to affect, like, be blocked by shield, maybe that would be different. In Season 2, we would often use this in order to push bosses, but we can't do that anymore because taking damage on any combat hurts our score and actually loses us 100 points. So the thing that we're going to do is toss this on the ground. Sometimes we would keep tossing it on the ground, similar to how you might juggle fish or potions, and eventually we would grind it at a Vestigal Shrine because it gives you Shadow, and I believe it gives you whatever the Vitality one is, Vigorous, and so it's much more useful ground at a Vestigal Shrine than it is on your person in a daily. Unfortunately, we have a new mod, Seeing Double. Vestigal Shrines now duplicate vestiges instead of destroying them. I don't want two of these. Get them out of here. That would just be absolutely horrendous, so we're going to toss this on the ground immediately, forget that it ever exists, and if this doesn't give us double our set count when we grind them as well, like +1 technically, this is also probably terrible. It's dependent on RNG or whatever the seed looks like, right? If you're looking ahead of time, either at this stream or like at everybody's streams or stuff like that, and you are mapping your seed, this is probably obviously the best thing because you know exactly where to find what you want. You can duplicate it. A lot of vestiges are much better duplicated than ground because their effects are good. But generally speaking, you go to Vestigal Shrines to grind things into sets because they're more important to you as sets than they are taking up space in your inventory. So, I mean, at least it means that if we don't have anything that we want to duplicate, we just don't go to a Vestigal Shrine. But if it doesn't give us bonus stats for our sets, then that means that it only, takes up more room. So, right? Part of the benefit of grinding things is to free up space and make it part of your permanent character. If all it does is give you, technically double the sets, but now you have to fit it in your inventory, I don't know. Anyways. Most notably, that is the Vestigal Shrines, which are the extractors, not like the jet engine looking grinders that you find after bosses or in the elite shop, the chapter 3 shop. Those should work normally according to that because, what was it? Another mod that, the stock market one basically that I hate so much. That one specifically stated both grinders and extractors. Anyways, we start with clips of extraction. On Weaver, not too bad. Being able to get extra orbs is obviously very good for constrict damage. We appreciate it. Losing one will on Fight 1 is probably going to suck a little bit, but we can potentially bypass that with, just about anything. Misting Bells for defense, decent. Bramble Dolos doesn't really do much for us because there's also Inkwash in effect. Steady Tortoise is always good. If we're getting more orbs, Misting Bells almost feels pretty good, but then, that again, so does Steady Tortoise, because then that will make it so that once we get Will Collector 3, orbs grant 4 Shattered Will. That means that the turn after the first, we will be getting 2 free will and cooldowns, which is pretty good. So I actually think that this is pretty strong. It just won't help our turn 1. Especially because, well, our turn 1 we're going to be -1 will, and we're going to have to kill a bunch of enemies. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm just going to go ahead and send it. Mercurial helps a little bit. Widen Stitch is always good. Critical Threats is always good. Rope Friction might actually get us this. As odd as that sounds. Because if we can somehow thread everything within 2 will, so it only costs us 1, then we'll be down to... Hold on, let me think here. We would be up to 2. So then we constrict, orb, constrict, mercurial constrict. That's 9 burn, which is... it's 90 damage. Like, is spreading that damage actually a good idea? It depends on how many enemies spawn, to be honest. It's probably just better to go Widen Stitch. And give me 2 vaults. We're trying to get Shattered Will as soon as possible. Or Will Collector, my apologies. These enemies have a lot of HP. Or a moderate amount of HP at least. I want to bring you closer. Refresh me. Orb. There we go. Okay. Considering that I had already conceded in not getting what I wanted there, actually getting what I wanted was kind of nice. Blink being able to bypass clips of extraction by just getting free will is pretty nice. It's also obviously good as a mobility skill. Who are we going up against again? We're going up against Nim, and we're going up against Lusk. I guess those aren't so great. Incendiary's always good. If we are going wide on Weaver, then Incendiary's pretty decent. Cleave also isn't too bad. Again, when you have Ink Wash and you lose 50 damage plus the 50 damage on the subsequent turns, Cleave is seriously garbage. Like, so it hits in an AoE, I understand, but all we have to do is have 4 people threaded, and we do this every single turn for half the cost. What is Cleave giving us? Like, not the cost of threading people ahead of time, but most cases that ends up only costing 1, and we get to keep that for subsequent turns. Yeah, it's between Blink or Incendiary here. We could also reroll. I kind of like the idea of Incendiary if we can manage to actually like vacuum seal people in. Maybe get the pull targets on Constrict as well. And then the 2 of them together can just vacuum seal everything, hit them with Incendiary or Jinx. Would be pretty good as well. I'm going to get a bit ballsy. I'm going to take the Blink. Boiling Muck is interesting. He didn't really take anything for that. Misting Bells, again, very good. There's Steady Tortoise. We're going to take it. And I will be perfectly honest with you. If we see a Vestigal Shrine, we're going to double it. 3 turtles. Weaver has great Augs. I actually want to go here. I also appreciate that and the potion. Thank you very much. Double damage. Okay. Sewing Stitch actually isn't too bad. Sewing Stitch can very often save us a will, and again, it combos into the Tangle Ascension so well because you just point click and you just thread everything, especially with the wider AoE. That's Assuming that we're going to get a specific ascension, though, that's probably not for the best. Critical threads is probably okay, especially with us reducing cooldowns on constrict as much as we are. It's a good, easy pick. Honestly, go ahead, give me another augment. We know for a fact... No, we don't know for a fact after this we're going to get a grinder. I can't even call it a grinder anymore. It's a duplicator. Where were you when Bitz started lying to our faces? Oh. That's pretty good. Dare I say? I'm almost going to be able to block you. We're going to take 1 damage here, unless I can somehow find a way to kill you. Like, spam a whole bunch on you, which I don't think is the case. You currently do not do more damage than Constrict. Put me down here. Oh, wait, what? Where did our other shield come from? Oh, from Misting Bell's Bastion. Oh my god. I was losing it. This is going to be difficult to actually kill you. This at least helps. Oh boy. At least they're in a line there, and that's much appreciated. Give me this, please. Yes, thank you. Let's go ahead and just off you guys with this, because I want to be able to use this twice, and we're gonna miss you. I mean, we did just about everything that we could, besides maybe constrict you before we went over there. That would have made a difference of 150. That still wouldn't have killed you. Now with them having lifelink, maybe it would have. I don't know. Anyways, here's Wonder Weave. That's quite an up tier that I don't care about. Reroll me here. There's our third steady tortoise. We need to do something eventually besides just have a crap ton of will. Like, we have no stat scaling. It's what augments are supposed to do, I guess. We don't have anything here anyways. Okay, give me the steady tortoise. Reducing this cooldown is kind of huge for us. This is terrible. I think we got a reroll here. This is technically even more terrible. I don't know how we possibly did worse than that. It's obviously Invig here. Gain Omni damage till end of turn. It's actually not bad. I'm willing to take that. Oozing Jelly, praise the pointless. Okay. Kinda not against this. Get damage somehow? We get a second shadow. It's another 30 Omni damage, take 1 damage. That's fine. That's going to be taken by Misting Bells. We're eventually going to produce a lot of orbs. Maybe. Give me another uncommon Og, please. If our drafted bindings aren't going to give us damage, we need to get damage elsewhere. This is technically dealing more damage. Let's actually just go ahead, pump it. There we go. Just barely. Okay. We're fine. We really don't need movement. Although I suppose Runestone is here. We can get by with base movement. Like, I'd hate to fill this full of just greens that just make it usable, when it could very well be our, like, solution to damage. But then what else do we do? Skip? It's kind of funny how drafting these two bindings made that, like, almost a guarantee skip. Taking more Misting Bells would be appreciated. We're going to want to grind them later in order to afford these Whispered Invitations. We're going to be able to double up a Whispered Invitation. See how that works. We'll take a Glyph Node. I really don't like it. Reduce the cooldown of another binding by 1. That's somewhat notable, except we're probably going to use this before we use... I guess we're going to use it before we use the binding. So we constrict once, invig, constrict again for double damage. It's not too bad. I can get behind that. Oh, it's a completely different thing. Hello? I want another one of these, please. So yeah, it didn't give us any bonus stats. It just gave us the stats of the item that we obviously duplicated because, well, we have 2 of them now. What do we got here? Nah. Not gonna happen. Crit is definitely something I'd like to go for, but again, without being able to grind, our ability to build sets is actually, like, severely limited. So we're probably just gonna walk in with this. Dare I say, though? We'll take the vacuum seal, thank you. Darn. And we're purposely letting these guys build up. So that we can hit them with this. And now we crit? Come on, man. I'm really not going to be able to... Come on, man. Oh, we're going to miss it by 4? Are you serious? That's painful. Well, then I'm not using my crit. We should grab one of these just to get more orbs on the floor later. And we might as well fish for a crit then. Oh. Oh, I'm feeling really good about this. Crit. Crit. Excuse me. And that should have been on time, right? Yep. Just lost 2 health. Sad face, I guess. Doesn't matter. Gain resistant is kind of nice. Gaining free uses of spun thread each turn is kind of nice. Random cost discount to a binding. Pretty nice. Except when it hits itself. Or something that's already on cooldown like Invig. Otherwise, I think spun threads might be the best thing for us here. What is our ascension? Weave. Okay, game. I see you. I will take spun threads then.
Hello there, Negus.
Okay. I'd like to say that we don't need these, but we honestly might need these. It's possible that we don't need all these turtles. Not sure that that's the case, though. Again, like, I'm going to have to leave some kindly worded letters about how this mod should not have a green outline. We would be doing so much better if we were grinding vestiges right now. I gotta free up space for something, otherwise I'm not ever gonna get anything. Like, this seems like the easiest thing to grind, but that's also like 60 Omni damage. Screw it. We'll stay the course, and we'll grind a singular turtle. We need to remember that we need a glyph reward. Are you serious? Are you actually serious? What the heck is going on here? Kinda upset. You're gonna live by one? It's a little rude, don't you think? This. Huge for us. The rest of this could leave it for all I care. Box of Truffles is okay. We don't need it. We don't need to double any status effects that we don't get to keep. I'm sorry, what the hell is that up tier? What? 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 Glyph Globe. I'm pretty sure that only comes up once. I might be wrong. It might be actually random, but always take it when you see it. Wow, you're really gonna make me do this, huh? Okay, dare I say, I think we finally got a build. Oh yeah. Let's hit you with this first, then that. That'll deal more damage. Guess I'll pop you with that once. Okay, game. I mean, there's our magic pixel. If I really want it that badly. Kinda don't. There's Tangle, when we didn't want to take it. I'll be honest, just increase the damage. That's fine. We are going pretty wide, so we would lose damage by going with Tangle right now. Further wider. Okay. Okay, game. Honestly, we're pretty full up. Just give me more augments. Oh, actually, no, it's this. 100%. Bring that down to 3, good lord. Yeah, I would rather have a big Quill and Cache than any green right now. And you can quote me on that. Did you really have to, like, stand right next to the guy? Okay. Okay, I understand. What the... Okay. What we need is an Unic charge. Am I willing to double anything here? Like, the silly answer would be yes. We obviously want to double the aspect of Ashaloon. I don't think that's actually the case, though. Like, I suppose I could get rid of a Misting Bell for it. Like, that's fine. Especially now that we have Fleece of Gold. I don't think that's actually the case, though. Yeah, since it doesn't stack, I really don't... Like, obviously the plus 50 smite damage, you might say, go ahead, take a second one. I really don't see it. Like, versus an additional, like, 2 to 3 shielding a turn? Nah. Nah, I really don't. Hello? I think I'd be fine with almost any blue here. It hit this instead and gave us another 2 shielding. Look at that. It's as if the game is taunting me. By defeating an enemy, gain Shattered Will. And using a binding gain Shattered Will is pretty good. We've barely got enough to buy this. And then, like, don't do anything. Yeah, I guess if we would have ground up those other 2 turtles, we could add Will Collector 6, but what are you gonna do? Will Collector 4 is fine. Am I willing to buy this just to drop a turtle on the floor? I actually don't think so. And I don't think that I want a green og at this point. We've pretty much got, like, all the green ogs that we care about. Otherwise, we're going to get, like, burn. We're going to get free thread. And we're going to get, like, movement or something on here. And it's going to feel bad to spend 100 for that. To be honest, I'm a little miffed about the fact that we didn't... Oh, I guess I could have been using that this whole time. It's kind of my fault. We're seriously going to just miss it again because I didn't press that a couple of times. Oh, that's something to note for the future. It's a little upsetting. Might as well fish for some crits. Warp. flap, florp. Local YouTuber wondering where the frick his damage went. All of my frickin' Ashaloons keep going on the other enemies. I guess I was wrong not taking the third one. Like, what are the odds of this, though? Like, especially because they keep rolling on the same enemy. That one's very unlucky. Like, that's crazy. Okay, we finally got one on the boss. Woohoo. Like, look at how much damage that's worth. And we missed it 3 turns in a row. Come on, man. Should have grabbed the third eye, dude. This also helps. Okay, 1 stack of blur is kind of freaking huge, though. 1 stack of blur every single turn. I think we're gonna take the CDR, though. Yes, please. That solves all of those problems. Okay. We should be okay. Emphasis on should. Oh, thank God for... If it wasn't for Will Collector there, we would have actually missed a turn there. Really not feeling a lot of these. We can't afford to re-roll. And we can afford to re-roll. Okay. Spawn an orb. Thank you. Thank you. That's huge. Guess we should have taken the third eye. Okay. Really don't need this anymore. Really don't need that. We can afford to buy... We cannot afford to buy these Thunderbolts unless we go on a murder rampage with the box of truffles. That's a small amount of quillings, though. Yikes. I don't think anything we grab here is really going to help us. So I might as well just grab something to grind it. Thank you. We've already gotten scuffed. I'm willing to take a gamble on this box of truffles here. We're going to have to go full aggro, though. And this really isn't even going to make our aspects good. Granted, even if we had 3, they could all hit the same person and they wouldn't be good. But at least, so long as we're aiming the fists, that's going to count as a killed enemy. Kind of hoping to get you in there. Oh well, guess we're just gonna hit you with these. Timing? Like huge timing. Like I can't believe you screwed up the timing that bad. If I would have threaded you, this would have done it. Well, now we're stuck up here. Which one of these is better? Obviously you. At least we pre-aimed this sucker, huh? have to kill a lot more people. You guys got to get moved out of the way. I don't think we can move the boss. Not entirely sure that was the best use of our time. I think I kind of screwed that up towards the end there. Let's get a little bit of damage in there. We have 500. We're fine. We now no longer have DR. So let's hit you with the good stuff. Are you serious, man? There we go. That's going to disappear anyway, so let's go ahead and take that orb. And we need to remember that we have to actually phase you, which may just gummed up this whole project. There we go. There we go. Alright. We're trying real hard to screw this up. You got gaze, let's just go single target on you. Not bad. We actually ended up getting the score. Really, our only deficits, if I recall correctly, was maybe we took a little bit of health on one fight, but otherwise it was one turn on fight 2, and it was 2 turns on Lusk, which was mainly because we just couldn't get aspect on Lusk. Otherwise, it may have been a 1. And I believe we also realized that we were doing one thing wrong, which would have phased them a turn earlier. Would have helped that out a little bit. Can't remember if that was that boss or Nim. But I would chalk one turn up to ordering and one turn up to aspect RNG. Otherwise, I don't know. I think we did as good as we could, considering the circumstances. And I don't know. Hopefully you guys found the run educational or at least entertaining. If you have any feedback whatsoever, be it questions, comments, concerns, misplay alerts, be sure to put those down in the comments below. And until next time, we will catch you guys around.